So it's another portfolio builder video. Really love this video series. The last one did really, really well. I kind of should have carried on with it really, because obviously we started in the bear market building a portfolio, and that already 100x from its price when we started. So I expect this one to do just as well, right? Even though we're starting really close to the start of something really magical when it comes to the bull run. So look, there's some really interesting stuff going on, but let's start off by having a look at our portfolio. Obviously, we started with $100. If I can actually bring it up on the screen, there we go. So we started with $100, and obviously we've been adding each week. So we're actually up 1.39% at the time of recording this video on Saturday, the 25th of May, 2024. And look, what I want to obviously highlight is that we haven't got the Galactica allocation. So we did purchase $200 worth of Galactica network for this portfolio. And that isn't on here yet because we haven't had TGE, which is the token generation event. Now, when that happens, we will add it into this portfolio. So we're actually at 337.92. And I think this is like video number 4. Obviously, last week we invested a little bit more than we normally would. We're trying to keep this as realistic for the everyday individual that is working like a 9 to 5, perhaps, paycheck to paycheck, able to muster up about $25 a week. So, we're really aiming to invest somewhere between sort of $100 and $200 a month. I think this is something that is realistic for most people. But yeah, look, if there's any changes you want me to make to this, let me know. But yeah, I want to sort of delve into, I guess, some of the rationale as to why we're making the decisions that we made. Why have we gone for Polygon? Why do we spend a couple of weeks layering into a position in Polygon-matic, Bitcoin, obviously Injective and Stack. So yeah, I've tried to give a bit of a rounded view as to why we're making these decisions. And obviously, the Ethereum spot ETF was a big reason why we were starting to layer into Polygon-matic. And I'm going to go on to, my feelings on where I envision the market going, right? We've had a phenomenal 24 months of predictions, right? Remember, we predicted that the spot ETF would be something that is approved. We said it was inevitable. We were saying this before the Bitcoin spot ETF was even approved. So, we've gone on to talk about where we expect the market to go next. And I do want to sort of dig into that in this video, right? And start to really layering some thoughts as to, what we do next, right? Because, now we've got, the potential of the spot ETF for Ethereum looking to go live, in the next few days, possibly weeks. We need to really be thinking a little bit further forward about, what we expect to happen next. So, look, interesting to get people's views and opinions on how we can make this video series better. Do let me know in the comments below. So let's, start here, right? We obviously started, we spent a couple of weeks layering into Polygon-matic. That was in anticipation of the Ethereum spot ETF being approved. So ETH sees modest gains following ETH ETF approvals, notes $80 million in longs liquidated. And this is maybe because people sold the news. And, a few people have asked me questions like, was this a sell the news event? And, really the answer is we haven't had a full approval, right? It's not like the Bitcoin spot ETF where we had the approval and it went live immediately. What we've got here is we've got an approval, I guess, in principle, but the paperwork hasn't been signed. And until that paperwork is signed, nothing can be traded. So it's going to, potentially be the SEC. They're the ones that have to sign this paperwork off that might be dragging their heels. But let's have a look at the current landscape for Ethereum. We're at 3,739.96. We're down 1.66% in the past 24 hours. Now, my expectations are that we actually see the market really significantly, move, in price discovery mode, I guess, for Ethereum. I do think that once the trading volume starts to come in, we're at the cusp, I guess, or the beginning of seeing the flippening. And what I mean by this is I anticipate that Bitcoin will be flipped by market cap by Ethereum, right? And people are going to be scratching their head thinking I'm, crazy for saying this stuff. But it's got way more utility than Bitcoin, a fantastic thriving ecosystem. As much as I don't particularly like Ethereum, I do like money. And that is why we obviously, off the portfolio builder, Nick and myself have been, purchasing the dips, all members of our Discord. I say members, the members paying on the correct tier, all get access to see our buys and sells, right? And this is a phenomenal opportunity because we have got a very, very good proven track record. So definitely dig into that if that is something of interest. But yeah, look, I think that we've got a lot of movement to happen when it comes for Ethereum. I think it's going to do really, really well. But let me know your thoughts and opinions in the comments below. I do want to touch on, some of the other predictions that I've made. Now, I did make a prediction that before all this talk of regulations, back when FTX was, going through the collapse, I did talk about, regulation. I talked about the fact that it was going to be really quite challenging to start off with. I talked about the fact that the US has, been really negative towards crypto. But, I think that this was short term and to expect a U-turn. Now, I do believe we are starting to see the start of that U-turn that I was talking about months ago. We've got the US lawmakers address House before the FIT21 vote. So they have passed a bill, a crypto bill, which is really, really positive, right? And it goes against absolutely everything the SEC are saying. So Gary Gensler has obviously warned, the House, I guess is the right terminology, that this would be really bad for investors. And basically they've gone, no, we're not listening to you no more. And they've passed it, and it was a large number of people that passed the vote. So this is for me the start of the shift, the U-turn that I've been talking about, and I believe that we are going to see the US become more and more crypto friendly moving forward. Now, obviously, I mentioned at the start of this video that I had an awful lot of predictions for the market. We've seen a lot of this stuff come to fruition. But in all honesty, we obviously said that the Bitcoin spot ETF would be approved. Before it was approved, we talked about Ethereum. And then, I really started to come with the narrative that we should be expecting other altcoins to also get spot ETFs. Now, I have said that we should be expecting that to be a little bit later. So not like what I guess what I'm trying to poorly articulate here is not like what we're seeing with the Bitcoin and the Ethereum spot ETF. Like I've always kind of, said that I thought that was going to be a much, faster and smoother process. So, you're not going to have a huge gap between the Bitcoin spot ETF and an Ethereum spot ETF. But I do think there will be, a gap of months between the ETH spot ETF and when we start to roll into other altcoins. And this is something that I've talked about an awful lot. And if there are people out there that don't believe that this is something that, could happen and is likely to happen, I would ask you to go take a look at Grayscale, who are already doing a staking fund. I think that, there's many institutions already in the likes of Solana, XRP, Cardano, and various other altcoins. I expect this to be the next addition. And to be honest, I think, we're going into this monstrous size bull run. So, it's not just me that's saying it. Maybe we've got some followers over at Standard Charter, because they're also saying that they could see the likelihood of ETFs for Solana and XRP. They're basically, everybody's echoing everything that we say. We make these predictions, right? And then all the big boys come out saying the same things, right? Back in 2020, we said about the AI narrative that we were going to get in the future. We've seen that now. Back in 2019, we were talking about tokenization of everything, real world assets. We're starting to see that now. We've got BlackRock talking about it. Like everything that we say seems to be coming to fruition. I'm sat here, proudly, in awe of the predictions that we've been making. They've been phenomenal. Subscribe, hit the like button if you enjoy this content, and make sure that you don't miss any more videos. And definitely join us in the Discord. You are missing out if you're not. You're missing out on opportunities. You're missing out on the real alpha, right? Like I look at other influencers, and I honestly sit here really believing that there is no one better when it comes to the macro predictions that we've been making and the crypto predictions that we've been making. But members can let you know in the comments below, do they agree with me, right? Like it's just my opinion, but that is that. Okay, so we've got $74.93 to invest today. We're going to start off with ARB, which is a layer 2 on the Ethereum network. It's actually down 3.35% at the time of recording. So look, we're going to buy, let's buy $25 worth, just because, that's what I tend to do. Let me just see if I can put it in here. I like to just do this stuff live. I'm just going to do it on a market order using big order. So, we've got $25 worth of ARB. Now, I just mentioned that obviously, there could potentially be a Solana in the future. Solana is down 1.5% right now, $169. We're going to buy the $49 odd that we've got here, $49.93 in Solana. I want a portfolio that I believe, is going to set us up for success. I want, a little bit of risk, and I think the most sensible risk would be, the private sales, right? And the reason why I think this is because I put a lot of work into getting top tier opportunities for seed round and private sales, right? And I think that they're top projects that have huge potential, right? And I think you're getting in right at the very earliest points. So you're getting a lot of risk because it's an early startup, but you're getting, I guess, more potential upside for the risk, if that makes sense, compared to going into the market and finding something under like 100K market cap. Yeah, it could fly, but then it could just be a rug pull, where I know that a lot of these projects, I say a lot of these projects, the projects that we're looking at, they're, got some real good utility in the real world, and they're run by some fantastic people. So look, let me know your thoughts and opinions on this video series. I hope that it's enjoyable. Hopefully people are learning along the way. And if that's the case, then that's a win for me. If you enjoy this sort of content, hit the like button. That really does help with the algorithm. It helps push out the content. It's much appreciated. Subscribe to the channel so you never miss any videos. Tap that notification bell. And definitely leave comments. That also helps with the algorithm. Really appreciate you. Hope you enjoyed it, and I will catch you in the next one. Take care.